Today we're going to take a look at something pretty cool. Everybody might look at this and think, oh God, another Glock. But this is actually a pretty cool Glock. It is a Gen 3, as you can tell by the light rail and the finger grooves. But this Gen 3 only has 2 pins. If you'll look at your Gen 3s, they have a pin here, a pin here, and a pin here. This was when they were conforming the Gen 2s over to the Gen 3s. And a few of the 2 pins slipped through. They're kind of rare, kind of cool, and just a part of Glock's history. The reason they started adding those extra pins was because the 40s and the 10 millimeters were beating those frames to pieces. So they started adding another pin in there for extra strength, and the rest is history. But this is a 2-pin Gen 3. We're going to shoot it here. I'm probably going to just draw from the holster, but we'll see how that works out. I hope I have everything set up right, but I've got a piece of cardboard up there. I cut up a ton of cardboard because I'm cheap, so I'm going to shoot that. So we're going to draw, and we'll put 2 rounds somewhere on there, hopefully. All right, those were pretty spread out. I think we can do better than that. We'll try that one more time. That's a little better. We'll go one more draw, and then we'll just bear down and shoot a couple, see how accurate it is. There, we're starting to get the hang of it. I'm going to pick out one of those bullet holes there in the center and shoot a couple of this. All right, the gun is plenty accurate. We'll go from draw one more time. Wow, I pulled one way up high there. We'll load up and do that again. All right, we've got a few more rounds here. We are going to go from the holster, and I'll probably just do draw and 2 more rounds. That's a lot better. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I'll take that. I don't know how many more rounds I've got, so we're going to go to slide. And that was that. This Gen 3 right here hasn't been shot a ton. I know it's not like a relic or something like that, but it is kind of cool. And you can go around and look at all the Gen 3s, and you'll find very, very few that's got that single pin right here. I pulled a few low, and I pulled one high. Majority of them is right in here. I'll take that. I'm rusty. I'm old. My eyes are bad. But this is a cool gun. I know it's a Glock. I know there's nothing cool about Glocks. They're utilitarian as all get out. But it's just kind of rare, and it is a part of Glock's history, and there's just not a lot of them out there, and I wanted to show you mine. We're going to shoot one group with it. I think I'm going to put it right up in here, away from these others. I'll shoot one, then I'll use it to target in, and we'll just shoot it slow, see how it does. We'll shoot, we'll shoot a group of 10 up there where I was pointing at. These are some IMI hollow points. They're kind of like segmented or something like that. We'll just see how they run and how accurate they are. That's not a bad group. Ooh. This is them right here. Just a closer look at it. There's that one pin there. And here's the Shadow Systems, which is based off of Gen 3, and you can see it has 2 pins. This gun right here was probably made in 1998, and so, 27 years old and still in great shape. Again, it hadn't been shot a lot, but it is plenty serviceable today as it was as when it came out. I would trust this gun, and if you do find a 2-pin, which there's a pin back here, that's why they call it a 2-pin, maybe if you can get it at a good price, you've got a piece of Glock history, and it's still going to be a good gun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend.